She sits up, grabs her hand, starts like playing with my elbow in a way. I grab her, get her off. Stop. I have a girlfriend. Okay? Sits up again. In my shirt. I'm like, oh no. Like, fuck, bro. Like, bro. Stop that shit. Like, bro, like, stop.
I had gotten to the point where I was drinking water, and taking substances someone handed me every single day. My intentions weren't to have fun, they were to be a lot of the people around me about how bad my hallucinations and the voices were getting.
What if everything you knew about Ashley Barnes was a lie?
She looked me up and down, and she like started closing me, and she was like, I can fix that for you. And like put her hand near. You get the gist.
A video of Ashley's drawer left the internet shocked. It was full of items no 17-year-old should have. Toys.
Gel, that's lube. That is more like of those gummies, and then there's more ones right here.
Is there more than meets the eye behind this innocent face? And wholesome content? No one knew what she was doing behind closed doors.
She tries like forcing herself on this person, and like when I tell you, like laying down like on the bed, like walks over, gets in front of me, gets up, like this person gets up to get out of the way, and like kind of like not pushes her, but like, you know, like stay away, like kind of like that thing, like did not push her in any way, but kind of like, no, like don't do this.
Over 40 people spoke against one 17-year-old TikTok star. Is she truly an evil abuser?
My intention with this video is not to victimize myself, minimize my actions, pass blame, or gain sympathy from the public. My intention with this video is only to try to help.
The actual question is, who is she?
Ha! You don't even know what you're asking me to confess.
And what has she done to make so many people speak against her?
I would like to say I am so sorry, Ashley Barnes, for absolutely nothing, and I will not be taking down the videos of you. Your bad actions have consequences, and if your dad wants to take me to court, let's do it. Justice to everyone involved in this situation, and oh, by the way, your gummies and toys aren't allowed in the courtroom, so leave it at your house.
Bro, she's weird as fuck. And you know what I found out? She follows me. I'm
Yo,
get the f out.
we were playing Fortnite.
Yeah, and I was like, Ashley.
And you were like, wait a second, Ashley Barnes. I was like, who is that? And you were like, oh, the drama. And then I started seeing it everywhere, but I didn't know like what that meant. I'm assuming you didn't press follow.
For the last couple of weeks, Ashley Barnes has been facing public backlash. More than 44 people, including old friends and fellow content creators, have publicly accused her of sexually assaulting and drugging them.
Like, starts like spraying pheromone spray. If you guys don't know what that is, it kind of like releases hormones in a way. Starts spraying a spray. So while she was spraying it, I go over to Brad and I'm like, what's she spraying? And he's like, it's pheromone.
A device, I don't know if I can say it on TikTok, CART, you know, saying like, take this, like, have it, like, I'm not gonna use it, so you should have it, like, just like.
Yeah, I kind of feel like forced to just take it. So like,
For those of you who don't know, Ashley is a 17-year-old TikTok influencer from New Jersey. She first attracted followers due to her relatable videos. She talked about mental health. A lot of her wholesome content also featured her supportive dad, Michael Barnes, and her friends. She was just a normal 17-year-old girl who happened to have almost 3 million followers on TikTok, or so it seemed. Everything was going perfectly for Ashley. She had fans who adored her, until one day Brad Mason, her ex-best friend, shocked the TikTok community by breaking his silence with this post. Fans of the two creators were shocked and in disbelief. Before we dive into the allegations Brad made, let's take a quick look at who he is. He's a content creator who is friends with Ashley. He was often featured in her TikToks, earning him many of his followers. The internet started wildly speculating over Brad's post. However, nothing could have prepared them for the truth. Brad posted a 9-part video detailing Ashley's disgusting behavior that forced him to go public with his story. The allegations he makes in these videos are extremely disturbing, especially considering they're about a 17-year-old.
Spray like she sprays like pheromone spray like all around the room. And she's like, oh, like I just want to like smell good. She keeps telling them to keep doing more and more and more. I'm like, okay, why does she want them to like, you know, drink and like do this stuff? Like, why does she want them to? What I would say, she like tried to pressure me into doing like stuff that I clearly did not want to do.
Brad talks about how on his last trip to LA to visit Ashley, she put him in uncomfortable situations. She pressured Brad into making TikToks that would make it seem as if they were dating. Brad was extremely uncomfortable with Ashley's idea. However, Ashley refused to take no for an answer.
I was kind of acting weird. She's like, oh, like, let's post like flirty TikToks. I'm like, it's like I don't really do like, you know, fake relations, just flirty things. And me as a person, I have a really, really hard time like saying no. And she like kept asking, okay, like let's make flirty like TikToks. I'm like, okay. Like I was like visibly not really comfortable with it, and her roommate could tell she had making.
Brad felt powerless to say no to Ashley. He felt guilty that she was paying for his trip to LA.
Because she does like pay for me to go out there. She does like, you know, provide me with a place to stay. She pays for food. Like she's, you know, good.
But then things started to get weirder and creepier. As Brad was hanging out with Ashley and her roommates, she started to spray something called an attraction spray, which makes people want to do things.
She like starts like spraying pheromone spray. If you guys don't know what that is, it kind of like releases hormones in a way.
Soon they were joined by another influencer. Brad doesn't name this person to ensure their privacy. Later, the influencer is revealed to be Capri Jones. Throughout the night, Ashley kept trying to hook up with Capri, who was in a public relationship at the time.
We had another TikToker. They're, I would say, very, very famous right now. Very public relationship, which is a key like factor of the story. They're in a public relationship. She was like freaking out, trying to like clean up the room. She's like, oh, I have to do this good. Like I need to get like, you know, in with this said.
Ashley also pressurized everyone around her to drink heavily and also to consume illegal substances. Did she do this to take advantage of others when they were drunk or high?
Kind of like doing like, oh, like do this, like do this, like kind of like pressuring more of them into like doing like stuff like drinking stuff they shouldn't be drinking and like taking stuff they shouldn't be taking. And they were clearly very uncomfortable, very like pressured. Telling them to keep doing more and more and more. I'm like, okay, why does she want them to like, you know, drink and like do this stuff? Like, why does she want them to?
She harassed Capri throughout the night. He pleaded with Ashley multiple times that he was in a serious, committed relationship. Eventually, Ashley suggested a game of dare or drink. During the game, she repeatedly made creepy demands for players to kiss each other.
The whole time, this said person was like, oh, I love my significant other. Like, I love my significant other. Like, I'm not gonna like kind of like give out genders. And like that's like kind of like was what was happening. And like trying to be like, hey, like this is not happening. This is not happening. Like let's hang out as friends. We're friends. Come on, don't ruin this. Or drink. So then she wanted to play dare or drink, right? And then she kept wanting people to make out with everyone. And we're like, no. Like she kept like daring him. We're like, no, like we're not doing that. Like something else. And we kept.
Brad's story then becomes extremely disturbing. He talks about how Ashley assaulted her own roommate after being dared to kiss her.
She ends up like kind of like forcefully making out with her roommate. Like this said other like person. Like, oh, we dare you guys to like, you know, like make out. We're like trolling, obviously. Like we didn't actually mean that. Like we're like, oh, because we're trying to like, you know, kind of like make her like kind of like mad. We're like rage baiting, but like we didn't actually mean it. And she's like, oh, we have to do it. And then she's like, are you serious, guys? Like she's like mad because we're like rage baiting. And then we didn't think it actually happened. So Ashley like grabs her by the face and starts like making out with her. And then like she like pulls away, and then she like grabs her by the throat and pulls her back in, and she's like, what? Like she's like clearly does not want this to happen. Clearly super uncomfortable.
Ashley doesn't stop after assaulting her roommate and tries to pressurize Capri again. She wanted him to kiss her, telling him that it's not cheating.
She was like, see guys, see like we did it as friends, like me, like she was like, why can't you, talking to the said other, why can't we just like make out as friends? Like it's not cheating because like, you know, like it's like we're friends, so it's not considered cheating.
Apart from kissing her roommate without consent, Ashley also sprayed the attraction spray on her roommate's chest.
And this whole time she's spraying more pheromone spray. She gets this roller out, like it's like a roller pheromone, and she like puts like an X thingy like on her roommate's chest.
Brad's story keeps getting more intense. Ashley wanted Capri to sleep with her and was willing to use any means necessary.
She was like freaking out, trying to like clean up the room. She's like, oh, I have to do this good. Like I need to get like, you know, in with this set.
Ashley probably thought that the attraction spray wasn't working because Capri still kept refusing her, so she forced everyone to eat bugged gummies and lied that they were harmless.
Gets these gummies, and then she's like, oh, like they're just gummies. She tries shoving it in her roommate's mouth, like, take it.
According to Brad, the gummies were bugged to make everyone attracted to her. However, her true target that night was Capri.
Like, clearly you've already done something that you should not have done. Like, you gave me something that you did not, like, it's not what you, like, really said it was, and I had no clue that's really what it was. She whispers in my ear, she's like, Brad, like, just act like you take a bite, like, you just throw it on the floor, like, I just really want this person to take it. So
even worse, she kept trying to touch Capri without his consent.
This person gets up to get out of the way and, like, kind of, like, not pushes her, but, like, you know, like, stay away, like, kind of like that thing. Like, did not push her in any way. But kind of like...
Her night of terror still wasn't over. Capri and her roommate were able to get out of this situation and left. However, Brad was staying with Ashley during this trip. Next, she set her sights on him.
Into my bed, and I'm just like, bro, I'm like trying to like, act like I'm asleep, and like I get away from her. But at this point, like, I like completely kind of like black out. Like, not like black out, but like I like pass out. Like, I'm so tired, like completely like done for. Like, I don't wake up until 2 p.m. And like,
another disturbing aspect of this situation is that Ashley kept saying no one would remember anything in the morning after taking the gummies. This makes it even more likely they were bugged.
Okay, when she was like trying to like make us take stuff, she's like, you're not gonna remember this tomorrow. Like, we might as well just do, like, we might as well just all do stuff you're not gonna remember. She like was very emphasizing like not remembering stuff.
Frustrated by Brad and Capri's rejection, Ashley started touching herself in an inappropriate manner in front of Brad. She did this without his consent when she thought he was asleep.
At night when she was like asking like, oh, why am I not good enough, like all this stuff, she, like, while she was doing this, I was laying in my bed acting like I was asleep, and like she starts touching herself like inappropriate.
Perhaps one of the most viral moments in this scandal is the video of Ashley's drawer.
And she has 2 pairs of like handcuffs, not like normal ones, like fluffy ones, like, you know, handcuffs like that. She has like, you know, this kind of like gel, like it's called it's like kind of like a happy ending gel. It's like when you like, you know, when you're doing stuff with someone and they like, you know, kind of finish in a way, it's like gel to help them do that. She has lube, she has like a vibrator, she has those gummies to make you like, you know, want to do stuff. She has boys ones, girls ones, and liquid ones. I feel like she had something else too. I think that might have been it actually. Oh, and then like shots and like stuff like that, like of alcohol. She had all this stuff in her.
Brad shared a video showing this perverted contents in the famous drawer. It's hard to imagine how a 17-year-old girl has access to so many items.
Proof, and I'm gonna like put a voiceover on like what each thing kind of is. So right here is me finding like in the drawer the next morning. This is Liquid Love Bites, which is like horny gummies. That's orgasm gel. That's lube. That is more like of those gummies, and then there's more ones right here. Those are like the male ones. She has her shots in there. That's a vibrator, by the way, guys. More of those things, more shots, 2 things of sex, like handcuffs, and then she has pheromone spray. That's what she kept spraying all day. And then like there's like one of those in there that's like a stick that she like rubbed on her roommate. And then you guys can pause.
Seeing the drawer's contents was the last push Brad needed. He called her dad, Michael Barnes, for help. Ashley's dad had struggled with drug use in the past and could have gotten his daughter the help she needed.
I hated to be the guy to have to tell that to him, because like I know him. He's like, he like recovered through like, you know, alcohol addiction and all that stuff. So for me to be the one to have to tell him that, like, genuinely broke my heart. Like, I was about to cry having to tell him like what she did.
However, instead of protecting Brad, Michael forced Brad to talk to Ashley. Brad expected an apology. However, she blamed just her actions on her drug addiction.
Like, hey, like, you need to call her. She needs to hear what she did from you. And so I call her. And she's like bawling her eyes out. She's like Brad, like I'm so sorry. Like I've been addicted to Adderall. Like I've been taking like larger doses. Like I've been like, you know, on like drugs basically. Like illegal substances. She's been like on that. And
Ashley's dad assured Brad that she would go to rehab and get help for her addiction to Adderall and alcohol. However, it turned out she only went to rehab for 3 days before attending a party. It seems that her father plays a huge part in enabling her behavior.
like literally two or 3 days or whatever. She was back home for a few days, and she said she was not going to go to Paul's party, that she was going to work on herself. She flew back. She went to like rehab for 3 days, flies back out, and she goes to Paul's party. She said she wasn't going.
Ashley's fans attacked Brad for lying about her not going to rehab. However, he posted this video which clearly shows her drinking heavily at a party when she was supposed to be in rehab.
I'm getting hated on because people are like, she's sober, she's claiming she's sober, like all this, when clearly she's not. And I can't post a video, but I will like put up a picture of her like drinking her water. Here's the picture. She's clearly drinking water because that is in fact a water bottle. You can tell by how it's glass and like, you know, the wrapper on it.
Moreover, someone anonymously claimed that Ashley was distributing Adderall at the same party. As further proof that he wasn't lying, Brad posted private chat screenshots that show Ashley's roommate talking about the night she was assaulted. The chat and Brad's story match up perfectly, giving the allegations against Ashley credibility. While Brad explained that he only spoke out to give Ashley's victims notice, Michael Barnes thought differently. He downplayed Ashley's crimes as mistakes in his DMs to Brad. He proceeded to bully a 17-year-old boy who was victimized by his daughter. His behavior may explain Ashley's own abusive behavior and where she learned it from. As they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That was Brad's side of the story, raw and powerful. His 9-part expose, followed by proof, left viewers in shock. But this was only the beginning of Ashley's downfall. Buckle up as we dive into Ekko's revelations about Ashley Barnes and who she truly is. Brad's shocking story time triggered an online movement against Ashley. The next person to step forward with their own chilling story was Ashley's former theater friend and fellow content creator, Ekko. Ekko's discomfort, she felt too scared to say no.
The first red flag for me was a game of truth or dare. We were in a small group, but the game got really weird really fast. People were being asked super uncomfortable questions, clothing was being asked to come off, and I remember feeling super uncomfortable, but I didn't grow up in an environment where I had played those games before, so I guess I thought it was normal and I was overreacting, so I felt like I had to play to fit in.
Ekko doesn't take any names in her video and simply refers to Ashley as a creator. However, Brad's comment on her video confirms that Ekko was talking about Ashley. Ekko's story is very similar to Brad's. The truth or dare game, violation of boundaries, and uncomfortable situations. Who knew a game of truth or dare could be so evil? Before we dive into the rest of Ekko's horrific experience, let's take a moment to talk about another key figure in Ashley's life. At the time, Ashley was in a public relationship with Savannah, and they often made content together. However, they soon broke up. Shortly afterwards, Savannah confirmed it was because she cheated on Ashley. Everyone thought that Ashley was the victim in this situation and supported her. However, Savannah wasn't the toxic cheating partner she was made out to be at all. In fact, she may be one of Ashley's biggest victims. She was constantly gaslighted, manipulated, controlled, and abused.
And I remember noticing that she was being very pushy with her partner, but I didn't want to say anything because I felt like that wasn't my place, and I didn't want to start.
Ashley forced Savannah and Ekko to make a suggestive TikTok together for views. Does this sound like the actions of a person who is devastated because their partner cheated on them?
Wanted them done. First night of the trip, we were all filming content together by the pool in the house. We had all just gone swimming, we were in bathing suits, and she wanted to film this TikTok where I would flirt with her partner and she would flirt with her friend, so it would be messy and do well, and like it would look like we were.
She also forced Ekko to film content in a bikini and refused to take no for an answer.
I immediately told her that not only was I uncomfortable with what I was wearing, but I was uncomfortable uncomfortable making the video, and I have text proof of that. But the night of, she was just laughing and saying, oh no, just like, no one will care, like just tell your mom, like it's just a joke, like my fans will just get.
Even worse, Ashley forced the group to play another game of truth or dare. However, this time she made Ekko and Savannah kiss. So clearly she's okay with seeing her partner intimate with others. Maybe her victim act was just for sympathy.
Dares were coming up and I felt very pressured to do some stuff I didn't want to do. One of the questions asked was for me to kiss her partner. I immediately remember questioning why she would be okay with that, like your friend kissing your partner while you're dating them, and she just laughed it off and was like, no, it's just a game, like it's normal. So we went through with the dare and she said she wasn't looking and she had us do it again. And I pulled her partner aside that night and we both agreed that we were super uncomfortable with this situation.
After abusing and humiliating Savannah, Ashley ditched her to go to a party. Ekko felt heartbroken seeing how Savannah was being treated. Ekko kept Savannah company till Ashley came back.
Everyone left. Her partner kind of opened up to me about how mistreated and exhausted she was feeling, and that's all we did. We just talked, and I tried to keep the mood light. Like, we cooked in the kitchen, we ate brownies, we watched Try Not to Laugh, and then we went to bed and nothing happened. Woke up the next morning.
Viewers suddenly realized why Savannah seemed emotionally drained and distant in Ashley's content. They had no idea what had been going on behind closed doors. When Ashley finally comes home at dawn, she was absolutely wasted. When Savannah confronted Ashley about her excessive partying, the two started fighting.
But I'm not telling my partner. And I just remember everyone was like a little tense because of that situation. Like the partner overheard it and they began fighting over that. So I stayed.
Then things escalated as Ashley accused Ekko and Savannah of sleeping together. Ashley even created fake chats between Savannah and Ekko. She threatened to turn her millions of fans against Ekko, who was absolutely shocked and terrified.
All of a sudden, I got a text that the creator was accusing me and her partner of being together. I am hopelessly straight. Now you guys know what happened in the house while the creator was out at the party. Nothing happened, but I've read before about psychological projection. When someone does something bad, they accuse their partner of doing the same thing to kind of take the blame off of them or make them feel better about what they did. And I think that at the party, something happened that led her to accuse me and her partner of being together. Or that's just my opinion, that's not a proof. I had zero trust in what she said. The breakup dragged on for weeks. I kept hearing that she was threatening to post things to, quote, ruin me. She allegedly took her partner's phone and had made fake screenshots that she was going to post. And I cannot explain to you the fear that I felt knowing that someone with a big platform was going to use that to lie and try and ruin me over a situation that didn't happen.
Ekko's final words were a plea to Ashley to log off from social media and heal.
I just want to say that I think this creator should step off of social media and seek genuine mental.
Ekko wasn't assaulted, but that doesn't make her experience of bullying any less terrifying. The next chapter in Ashley's toxic story comes from Luchia, another TikTok creator. Her Ashley Barnes story time went viral with 4 million views. She credits Brad for starting this movement by tagging him. As a Grammy seat filler, Luchia couldn't get Ashley a ticket to the main event, but did get her an after-party pass. However, this wasn't enough for Ashley. While they both planned an LA trip together, Ashley had a different idea.
We planned a trip to LA together to actually meet for the Grammys. I told her there was no guarantee I could get her a ticket, but I can get you a ticket to the after.
Imagine this, Luchia's in LA waiting for Ashley, only to find out she got ditched. Luchia had planned to stay with Ashley at her uncle's place. Now that Ashley's not here, not only is she alone in another city, she has no place to stay.
I mean, she's not coming to LA anymore because of her own personal reasons, which didn't really make sense to me, but it was really because she was mad that she didn't get to go to the Grammys and didn't find the trip worth it to her if she didn't get to go experience what I'm experiencing.
She ended up having to stay at a hostel in which she had to share a room with 4 other strangers.
I mean, she's not coming to LA anymore because of her own personal reasons, which didn't really make sense to me, but it was really because she was mad that she didn't get to go to the Grammys and didn't find the trip worth it to her if she didn't get to go experience what I'm experiencing.
Luchia also revealed that Ashley would leave creepy and comments in Luchia's pictures. Even worse, Ashley was dating Savannah when she was leaving those comments.
To swipe up on like all of my fucking photos and tell me how hot and sexy and blah 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 I am. Note, I am older than her by a couple years. I'm 20 and she is 17. no ages. Never a thing, and she was telling people that I was like
This incident may seem small next to assault and drugging, but leaving a friend alone in another city is disturbing. If you think this was dark, Luchia's statement will absolutely horrify you. Luchia Noel, another TikTok creator, also exposed Ashley for molesting her. However, the video was deleted from her page.
She's 50K to cousins, post a caption, pray none of my enemies hold me captive. I grieve different.
In the video, she talks about meeting Ashley for the first time. What started off as innocent fun at a party escalated into something far more evil.
At Paul's party, we started to really actually talk to each other and get to know each other and just kind of like, what's the word? Bond over what like we've both gone through in the past, etc.
Ashley led Luchia to the bathroom and touched her waist intimately. This chilling, non-consensual touch left Luchia shocked and thinking about what had just happened.
To use the bathroom, like totally we did like scoot past each other. It was a pretty small bathroom stall, and she kind of like grabbed my waist. It was kind of strange. It was like that was like kind of a red flag to me. Like I ignored it. Like like this was an opportunity to make more friends and get my.
Unsure of what to do, Luchia ignored the red flags and accompanied Ashley to the middle of the dance floor, a very public place. Yet that didn't stop Ashley from touching her private area without warning and without consent.
Got to the dance floor, it was just me and her and we were dancing. And then I told her that I had a really bad case. Cause like, I don't believe in TMI, okay girl? And she looked me up and I specifically vividly remember this. She looked me up and down and she like stepped closer to me and she was like, I can fix that for you. And like put her hand near, you get the gist. But it was very slight, like it wasn't like full on like,
Ashley kept harassing Luchia throughout the night. Thankfully, Luchia was able to avoid Ashley from causing more harm.
That she was being very flirty with me and it made me super uncomfortable, and I was supposed to go back to her dorm, but her roommate was asleep and she was like, I didn't wake her up. So I don't know what would have happened if I had gone there based on the videos.
It seems as if boundaries and no's mean nothing to Ashley. Don't look away yet. The story is far from over. Luchia's story left viewers horrified, but she wasn't alone. Next up to drop a bomb was Danae, Ashley's high school friend and fellow TikTok creator. Danae and her girlfriend Brooke made a video about their experiences with Ashley. Ashley would often badmouth Savannah, her girlfriend at the time, to Danae. She also gave Danae intimate details about her activities. Danae was disturbed because she barely knew Ashley.
The influencer was just telling me about the person they were with at the time and just kind of bashing them, saying how like, oh, I have to buy them all these clothes, I always take them shopping, I always pay for them. And it was just kind of like why are you talking about your own partner like that, especially to like someone like, this is my first time ever hanging out with you, like why are you like telling me all of it? Also talking about their previous partner and was just saying like, talking about a lot of sexual like things that they did, and it was just like a little weird to me because once again, like this is your first time ever like talking to me really, so I mean like what is going on? Like
Ashley also forced Danae into answering intimate questions about her in relationship with Brooke. She kept pushing even though Danae was uncomfortable.
Asking me about, very inappropriate questions about things that I may have, like inappropriate things that I, like asking me if I have inappropriate things that, someone like me may have, if you guys kind of can pick up on that. Also asking inappropriate things like of what I've done. And it was like a little weird because like, that's not your business and why are you even asking me?
Ashley would also make comments about Brooke's body, which made Brooke extremely uncomfortable.
It was after a school event and they like came up to me and just like automatically they were like, you're perfect, like you're so pretty, I always stalk your TikTok, like just all of these like random compliments, and like there was like no hi, hello, like nice to meet you,
your body's perfect.
Yeah, like all like about my body, like whatever. And at the time I was like, oh, like thank you, like I didn't think it was like that weird. But, like, after seeing, like, multiple people feeling a little uncomfortable about this, like, I don't know how to really take it.
Like, you don't know if it was, like...
Yeah, I don't know if it was in, like, a weird way or not, but, like, even after it happened, like, I said something to Janae, and I was like, I feel like that's kind of weird. Like,
yeah, like, this is
definitely,
your first...
and it was, like, at an event for her.
She didn't stop at unwanted advances. Next, it was drug coercion. At a small gathering where there was drinking and drugs, Brooke was cornered and pressured into using an illegal substance. Ashley refused to take no for an answer.
The influencer starts offering her a device, I don't know if I can say it on TikTok, CART, you know, saying like, take this, like, have it, like, I'm not gonna use it, so you should have it, like, just like...
Yeah, I kind of felt like forced to just take it. So.
Other than talking negatively about Savannah to other people, Ashley would also emotionally abuse her. At a party, drunk Ashley was seen forcing herself on other people right in front of Savannah, refusing to stop. It's safe to say she wasn't the victim in this relationship, she was the perpetrator.
Very disrespectful towards their partner. While their partner was there, you know, was being very flirty with everyone but their partner. Especially this one person that was on the couch with them. While the influencer's partner was next to them, they had another person over here and was being very flirty with that person. Weird. And you can tell their partner was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And their partner was like
saying things to them like, multiple times.
Yeah, like stop, like what are you doing? And just like giving us like looks like
this happens all the time,
yeah.
Basically.
And you could clearly tell the partner was very uncomfortable, saying like, get off, like come on, like what are you doing? Like getting visibly mad.
Another shocking revelation comes next, one with severe legal and moral consequences. Ashley insisted on driving, even though she was extremely drunk. Her friends tried to stop her, but she refused to listen to them.
Now this influencer's there. They leave within the first 5 minutes to get drinks, come back with a whole bottle. They were kind of like pushing their partner, like, oh, let's go get this, like, and their partner was like, all right, like. So they come back with the whole bottle. They're sitting next to us, them and their partner, and the influencer's kind of, you know, like getting to the point where it's like, okay, you're drunk. Like they were getting there. Was driving, and we were like, maybe you should let your significant other drive. Maybe you should wait. Like, but no, you know, the influencer drove. Which was a little, you know...
Brooke and Danae ended the video by telling viewers that they fully supported Savannah and that she was the victim.
Anyone around could tell, like, this influencer really did not treat their significant other well. And was kind of just, like, very controlling, pushy, and, like, rude to their partner. So, I see why their partner had every right to, you know, be acting the way that they did.
Savannah and Brad showed their support for Danae and Brooke's story. So did Molina, Ashley's ex-friend and also Savannah's friend. That's it for Danae's story, but sit tight, because coming up next is something viewers had been waiting for since Brad dropped his video. Capri finally breaks his silence about what really happened that night. Let's look at Capri's version of events. He dropped a 6-part video detailing Ashley's horrific and shocking behavior. Capri Jones was another content creator turned friend with over 7 million followers. A lot of his content also featured his girlfriend at the time, Piper, who was also friends with Ashley. Throughout the Ashley Barnes movement, his account kept getting banned and recovered, along with his videos exposing her being removed. According to Capri, it's because Ashley paid $3,000 to get his account banned.
It's come to my attention that Ashley Barnes did pay about $3,000 to ban my account, meaning she paid, let's say again, $3,000 to silence.
Capri confirms that he was the target of Ashley's aggressive advances in Brad's story.
That she's gonna be a third wheel and she wants me to come so like me and her can like talk and like hang out. That's what I insinuated while Bradley and them.
Ashley lied to Capri that she just wanted to hang out with him as friends. However, what she really wanted was to sleep with him, and she was willing to drug him to get what she wanted.
Like throughout the night she's like pressuring me to drink because, oh, I haven't seen you in so long. Oh, let's hang out. And like, she's one of the people that she needs to drink to have fun.
Capri also talked about Ashley trying to force him to take the allegedly drugged gummies. According to Capri, Brad was forced to take the gummy and couldn't speak clearly anymore.
So Brad didn't drink, but he took something else and he was so obviously faded. But later I learned that he didn't even know what that was. He thought it was just a regular gummy. Because Ashley told him it was.
Ashley lied to Capri that Brad wanted to sleep with her roommate. Then she lied to Brad that Capri's relationship with Piper was only for social media. She manipulated everyone around her.
Told me that Brad was trying to get with her roommate. So obviously I have to be W-mans. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that, sure. So while Ashley was talking to her roommate, me and Bradley were together. And I was talking to Bradley. I was like, what are they talking about? And he's like, I think she's trying to do like a 2-minute stuff. And I'm saying, like, you see this tattoo? Like, 444, like, I got it with my girlfriend. Like, I have a girlfriend. She knows I have a girlfriend, so what do you mean? And he's like, but she told us that you guys were only on social media and you guys were not really real. And I'm like, do you not see this tattoo? Like, I have a girlfriend that I love.
Things escalated as Ashley was rejected repeatedly by Capri. He kept on telling her he was in a loving relationship, but Ashley didn't care. Eventually, the drinks she forced down his throat caught up to him. He couldn't drive home anymore. So what did she do next? She tried forcing him into her bed.
So when Ashley and her roommate come in, I'm like, just letting everybody know, like, I have a girlfriend. Him and this girl are gonna be on it. Like, me and you are gonna be in my bed. I'm like, no, we're not. The bathroom. She changes into very short shorts. And to the point where it's like, me and Brad were like, she knows what she's doing. Like, she knows she's trying to, like, she knows what she's doing.
When that didn't work out, she tried forcing him to take gummies again and sprayed more attraction spray. Saying no was not an option. He resorted to faking his way out of the situation.
So after she changes, she goes into her drawer and starts spraying a spray. So while she was spraying it, I go over to Brad and I'm like, what's she spraying? And he's like, it's pheromone spray. After that, she grabs something else from her drawer and it's these gummies. She basically shoves one into her roommate's mouth, basically telling her, oh, okay, take this, take this. Then she goes over to Brad, basically shoves one in his mouth, and she's lying. She's like, oh, it's an edible. And I'm like, oh, I don't mess with those, you know, I don't mess with those. Then she says, oh, it's a drink. And I'm like, oh, nah, I gotta go home, you know, I gotta drive home, no thanks. And then she's like, okay, I'm just kidding, it's a regular gummy, just take it, it's a regular gummy. And I know what it was. I know what it is, so I'm like, no, I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it.
Capri desperately messaged his girlfriend Piper to get him out of the situation. Sadly, she was already asleep. Capri also talked about the dare or drink game Ashley forced everyone to play.
Drink. We dare her to do stupid things like do cartwheels or try to do a backflip, stuff like that. And she's daring everybody to kiss. And we're like, no, we're not doing that. We're not kissing. The roommate, I'm not gonna lie, the roommate, she doesn't like that this is going on, but she's not like not stopping it. So one of the dares, I think one of us are trolling. We're trolling, okay? Me and Brad are trolling, so we dare Ashley to make out with her roommate because we're like, no way. She's gonna see what she's trying to do with us. No way. She does it. She's making out with her. She's grabbing her neck. She's arching while she's doing it. She's in there. She's in it. And we're looking at each other like, what? Like, oh my God. Now she's telling me, see, me and my roommate are friends. Now me and you can make out, me and you can kiss. And I'm like, that's not happening.
Ashley invaded Capri's space with unwanted touches. His boundaries were violated. He did not consent. He said no repeatedly.
She sits up, grabs her hand, starts like playing with my elbow in a way. I grab her, get her off. Stop. I have a girlfriend. Okay? Sits up again. In my shirt. I'm like, oh no. Like, fuck, no. Like, bro, stop that shit. Like, bro, like, stop.
The trauma he endured will stay with him for a lifetime. Nothing can erase the horrific memories.
Before it was deadass traumatic, I deadass felt like I was about to be like
After her night of terror, she blamed her behavior on a misdiagnosis and Adderall addiction. These were the same excuses she gave to Brad. Yet she refused to get help.
But Ashley texted me and she just blamed it on her misdiagnosis. And then she was lying on the internet saying how she's this many days sober and this many days sober. Girl, the incident happened like 3 days ago and you were not sober.
Viewers are left in shock with bomb after bomb being dropped in these videos. They were waiting for the final part of the story. And let me tell you, it does not disappoint. Capri's joined by Brad, Zizi, and Gigi. Zizi was Ashley's roommate who was assaulted that night, and Gigi was their friend. They backed up each other's stories 100%.
Experiences
I just wanted to confirm the screenshots that Brad did post were between me and Zizzy, so that was completely real. I did see some comments saying like he faked it and all this stuff. Not true.
Finally, they talked about Ashley's drug abuse.
You know, like few days that she was not just on Adderall, she was on some heavy
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that
heavy
too.
stuff.
You might be thinking Capri's story would be the last chapter in the Ashley Barnes saga, but it's not over yet. Molina and Savannah have some more shocking tales to tell. Do you think you've heard the worst about Ashley? Well, that's nothing compared to what her ex-best friend and ex-girlfriend have to say about her. Molina Magone is another TikToker who is Ashley's best friend. We already talked about who Savannah Jacobs is when discussing Ekko's video. She was Ashley's girlfriend and was repeatedly victimized by her. Molina and Savannah joined the expose train and post a 4-part video detailing Ashley's horrific behavior.
My name is Molina Magone.
My name is Savannah Jacobs.
And we are here to speak about the truth of our first-hand experience with a creator. And we were silenced and isolated for a long time, and we couldn't speak about it because we were genuinely scared of what this creator would do.
Ashley hated the fact that Molina and Savannah were close friends. She did everything in her power to make sure that stopped. She told lie after lie to turn Molina against Savannah.
And Savannah and I have been friends since we were younger in 2nd grade, and Ashley and I met in 8th grade, and she tried to take it away. She would tell me lies about Savannah, telling me, you really want to be friends with someone who did this to me? You really want to do that? And she was like, she would just like guilt trip me the whole time.
They also showed messages Ashley sent to Molina, in which Ashley called Savannah abusive.
Here are the messages, April 26th. Why are you hanging out with Savannah, bro? After all the fucked up shit she did to me, I thought you were someone I could trust. Fuck you, bro. At the mall with Sav. I explained to her that I was at the mall already and she was there, and we just ended up hanging out. Bro, fuck off. I'm sorry. With these lies, I'm gonna throw up. I'm shaking over here. Watch out. She's manipulative and abusive.
All the manipulation and deceit had one messed up reason. Ashley was into Molina the whole time. It's all a game for her. It doesn't matter who she tramples on to get what she wants. She was using Savannah the entire time.
While Ashley was with Savannah, this whole time she has been in love with me. And she has told me she is in love with me. She has told me that since I've had a girlfriend, and I've told her multiple times that I'm super uncomfortable about it. And she was like, it's just a joke, it's just a joke. But we knew it wasn't.
Buckle up, because we're about to hear one of the most disturbing things Ashley has ever done. She paid Molina $250 to kiss Savannah and refused to take no as an answer.
She wanted us to just peck. We kept saying no. It took us 10 minutes to finally do it because we just wanted her to shut the fuck up.
It wasn't a one-time thing, though. The next demand was for her to sit in the middle of them both while they kissed, and then to have a 3-way kiss. So twisted.
And says, do it again. I want to go in the back seat, and I want to be in the middle. Pretend
there's a middle seat.
She sat there,
right there.
I sat here,
and
she sat there. Again, probably took us another 10 minutes because we did not want to do this. We did not want to do this, but we had no other choice. She was literally getting upset.
We were all back there. She proceeds to say, let's do it.
The next twisted demand came quickly. Ashley said that now that she had the right to kiss Molina and refusal was not an option. Molina was trapped in the car and could not escape. Without waiting for a response, Ashley grabbed Molina by her throat and forcibly kissed her. She also offered Molina $750, as if that would make the situation better. Ashley also touched herself inappropriately throughout the whole ordeal.
And I was like, what? And she was begging. She was like, please, like, that's like hypocritical, like, why can't I kiss you? Savannah did it, like, she got to do it, I didn't, why can't I do it? And Savannah literally had nothing to say. She was like, I don't know. Savannah had no other choice, and she really couldn't say no because Ashley was going to do whatever she wanted. I couldn't even give her an answer. I couldn't say yes or no because she turns to me, grabs me by the throat and the face like this, and pulls me in and holds my face there for 3 to 5 seconds. Which is different because when me and Savannah kissed, it was...
That's it.
That's it. I felt so uncomfortable after I wanted to leave, and I couldn't. She had to drive me home. She said she was gonna give me $750 for that. Like, weirdly touching herself. Like, she was like doing like weird stuff.
Remember when Ashley forced Ekko and Savannah to kiss? During the same trip, she forced Savannah and Molina to kiss yet again.
And asked me and
Ekko
to kiss. And obviously we were both like uncomfortable with it, but again, we really couldn't do anything.
So we ended up doing it, and she said, oh, I didn't see you do it again. So we ended up doing it again. But after that, she also asked me and Molina to kiss again.
And we did it because we felt like we had nothing else to do. If we walked away, she could just come back in the room. Like, you guys don't really understand how terrifying it was to be.
Molina sheds light on something even more disturbing. She alleges that Ashley's dad, Michael Barnes, uses her for fame and money. He was the one who allowed her to leave rehab so she could attend a party and film content.
Ashley was in New Jersey and she flew in to California a day before Paul's party. Keep in mind, she was supposed to be sent off to rehab. I found out that her dad's one of the head of the AA meetings, and he took her out of the rehab. He talked to the head just so she can go to Paul's party. Michael Barnes uses her for her money.
I back up on that.
All he cares about is the money she makes. That is their income.
He also reached out to Molina about Brad exposing Ashley. His complete refusal to acknowledge that his daughter is a predator further enables her behavior.
Hi Molina, I'm sure you're aware of the bomb Brad dropped. Right now, Ashley could really use a friend since Brad so badly betrayed her. If there's any chance you could reach out, it would mean the world to her. Badly betrayed her. She betrayed everyone in this situation. She's a sexual abuser, and her dad's condoning this. This is sad. This is disgusting. It's 2025. This is sickening. I hope no one goes through this, and I hope you guys really open your eyes on who you guys support, because it's half the time the wrong people.
What did Ashley have to say about all these accusations? She refused to address the situation and disabled her comment sections on her posts. Her fans and viewers demanded answers, but she refused to respond. Her victims also called her out on her complete silence about the situation. People also confronted Ashley in public settings.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait. It's fucking Ashley Barnes.
Is that your name? Why are you just like pacing around? Wait, but smile.
Finally, she broke her silence on the situation and posted an apology video.
Hi guys, it's Ashley. I will be reading off my computer because this is a complex and sensitive situation, and I want to make sure that my words are chosen carefully. I know people are already getting ready to clip this and analyze my behavior.
The reason she didn't talk about the situation sooner was because she was in a rehabilitation center for treatment.
I wanted to handle this situation maturely and deal with it how it should be dealt with offline. Also, I was off my phone for a while because I was inpatient at rehab, which is something that I had to push to get myself in.
She accused the people who spoke against her for choosing to do it online so that they could get views.
The situation is heavily layered and unfortunately was being treated only as a way to gain clout or hop on a trend rather than being handled for what it really was.
Moreover, she denied many of the claims made against her. According to her, many of those who came out with their stories about her abuse were lying just for fame and views.
Many inaccurate terms are being thrown around to describe events that do not live up to such titles. I'm not about to sit here on video and disprove the many people who have just blatantly lied on my name in order to gain.
However, she admits that she did have a serious addiction problem in the past.
Unfortunately, the truth is I was in a serious problem for the majority of this year.
Her struggles with addiction caused her to harm herself and others around her.
In an altered state of reality for far too long, which affected not only my safety, but the safety of people around me. I started being unable to remember things or partake in any basic function way back in May, and I'm pretty sure I started using back in February, if not then it was early March.
She also admitted to hearing voices that no one else could. She was also struggling to sleep properly.
I told a lot of the people around me about how bad my hallucinations and the voices were getting. I was very open online with how little I could sleep, but because I had chosen to surround myself with other people who used or people who did not care for my safety at all, I carried on in this state.
Ashley then apologized for making people around her feel uncomfortable, but still said that the stories were exaggerated for views.
People are depicting the series of events are inaccurate and dramatized simply for the appeal of shock factor and extra clicks. I apologize that I decided to take too many things, and I apologize for making anybody uncomfortable.
She denied that she ever forced anyone to drink or take any illegal substances. She also denied giving people Adderall, her prescription medication.
To start, I never forced anybody or lied about what substance I was giving someone, and I never actually gave out my prescribed medication to anyone.
Shockingly, Ashley claims that it was Capri who willingly cheated on his girlfriend with Ashley.
One individual is claiming that all the flirting was on my side and they wouldn't do anything because they have a girlfriend. I hate to admit this, and I do apologize for getting with someone who is single, but this person had, in their own words, quote, happily gotten with me while being involved with their current partner. But when this event occurred, I was not in a clear state of mind, and I do apologize for my part in that.
She also claimed that she had reached out to people she did hurt privately and apologized for her behavior.
I would also like to say that I have taken accountability for the people that I did hurt, who I was able to contact. These apologies were made before anything was even.
According to Ashley, her behavior and addiction got out of hand due to her excessive use of social media. All her focus was being on a content creator, when she should have been focused on school and friends.
I didn't realize how serious the effects of shoving everything aside for the internet had on me. And I didn't realize that wasn't normal because I had started to only become friends with other kids who shared the same job.
Viewers had mixed views about Ashley's apologies. Some of her called her out for using ChatGPT to write her apology. Some had completely forgotten about the situation and were shocked that Ashley finally talked about it. Others felt that Ashley had taken enough responsibility for her actions and deserved a second chance. What do you think about Ashley's side of the story? Could she really be telling the truth? That was it for Ashley's story. We talked about her rise to fame and her downfall, from being accused of assault and drugging people to struggling with addiction and mental health. This story had so many twists and turns. So what do you think about the evil Ashley Barnes stories? And is there any part of Ashley's story you think I've missed?